I remembered the assassin, the goat killer who liked to possess flight instructors. He told me to bring Alex to Jotunheim. She is now your only hope for success. That did not bode well. 3 days from now, the giant Thrym expected a wedding. He would want his bride, as well as a bride price of the Snufkin sword and stone. In exchange, maybe we would get back Thor's hammer and prevent hordes of Jotunheim from invading Boston. I thought about the 1,000 giants I'd seen in my dream, marching into battle to challenge Thor. I wasn't anxious to face such a force, not without a big hammer that could explode mountains and fry invading armies to sizzly bits. I guessed what Hearth and I were doing now made sense. Trudging through Alfheim, trying to retrieve gold from some old dwarf so we could get the Snufkin stone and heal Blitz. Still, I felt as if Loki was intentionally keeping us sidetracked, not giving us time to think. He was like a point guard waving his hands in our faces, distracting us from shooting for the net. There was more to this wedding deal than getting back Thor's hammer. Loki had a plan within a plan. He'd reunited my Uncle Randolph for some reason. If I could find a moment to gather my thoughts without being pulled from one life-threatening problem to another. Yeah, right. You have just described your entire life and afterlife, Magnus. I tried to tell myself everything would be fine. Unfortunately, my esophagus didn't believe me. It kept yo-yoing up and down from my chest to my teeth. The first waterfall we found was a gentle trickle over a mossy ledge. Open meadows stretched out to either bank. The water wasn't deep enough for a fish to hide in. The meadows were too flat to conceal effective traps like poison spikes and landmines or tripwires that launched dynamite or rabid rodents from catapults. No self-respecting dwarf would have hidden his treasure here. We kept walking. The second waterfall had potential. The terrain was rockier, with lots of slippery moss and treacherous crevices between the boulders on either bank. The overhanging trees shaded the water and provided ample potential hiding places for crossbows or guillotine blades. The river itself cascaded down in a natural stairwell of rock before tumbling 10 feet into a pond the diameter of a trampoline. With all the churning froth and ripples, I couldn't see below the surface, but judging from the dark blue water, it must have been deep. "There could be anything down there," I told Hearth. "How do we do this?" Hearthstone gestured towards my pendant. "Be ready." Okay. I pulled off my runestone and summoned Jack.
"Hey, guys," he said. "Whoa, we're in Alfheim. Did you bring sunglasses for me?"
"Jack, you don't have eyes," I reminded him.
"Yeah, but still, I look great in sunglasses. What are we doing?"
I told him the basics while Hearthstone rummaged through his bag of runestones, trying to decide which flavor of magic to use on a dwarf/fish.
"Andvari?" Jack said. "Oh, I've heard of that guy. You can steal his gold, but don't kill him. That would be really bad luck."
Meaning what exactly? Swords could not shrug, but Jack tilted from side to side, which was his close equivalent.
"I don't know what would happen. I just know it's right up there with the things you don't do list, along with breaking mirrors, crossing paths with Freya's cats, and trying to kiss Frigg under the mistletoe. Boy, I made a mistake once."
I had the horrible feeling Jack was about to tell me the story. Then Hearthstone raised a runestone over his head. I just had time to recognize the symbol. Thurisaz, the rune of Thor. Hearthstone slammed it into the pond. Kablam! Water vapor coated my glasses. The atmosphere turned to pure steam and ozone, so fast that my sinuses inflated like car airbags. I wiped off my lenses. Where the pond had been, a huge muddy pit went down 30 feet. At the bottom, dozens of surprised fish flailed around, their gills flapping